We're going out for the day and we're off to Kirkham Priory. We're expecting a bit of traffic, so we've left really early. It's only supposed to take
in half a mile, turn left onto Hopgrove Lane South.
It's only supposed to take 15 minutes. So we're going to be there at 9 o'clock, aren't we? We're going to be 20 minutes time.
She's her live traffic says there's a 2-minute delay.
Yeah, I mean it was dreadful yesterday, so we've got.
Turn left onto Hopgrove Lane South.
So this must take us onto the A64 here then.
Yeah. This is the way we came in, isn't it?
Oh right, yeah.
In half a mile, turn right onto A1036, then enter the roundabout.
Temperature on the dashboard says it's already 21 degrees.
It's going to be hot today, it says 27.
Yeah.
Turn right onto A1036, then enter the roundabout.
And towards Scarborough on the A64.
It seemed to take that long to pack up this morning.
No. Well, I was doing it all outside and you were doing the washing up, so.
Or doing inside.
You're doing inside,
out,
yeah. So if you're organised, it doesn't really take that long. Oh, another one coming.
Yeah.
If you're if you're organised, it doesn't take that long to pack up. Depends how much stuff you got out, doesn't it really?
Yeah.
Take an exit to A64, then keep left.
Notice
Keep left to A64.
What? Sorry?
the Beechwood Grange Caravan and Motorhome Club has now got a brown sign.
Oh, it's got a brown sign because they were after that, weren't they?
Yeah, because there's just no sign at all.
No. Yeah, no, I think it's a good idea to leave early because the roadworks on the A64 are, well, causing havoc. It was all queued back halfway down the A64 coming in, wasn't it? So.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I won't treat you to all the roadworks.
Turn right onto Helmsley.
I don't think this is the widest of roads.
No, okay.
In 3/4 of a mile, arrive at Kirkham Priory.
Gates closed.
No, it's a railway crossing.
Yeah, I know. There it is. Not much left of it, I don't think.
Oh no. Stop. Probably best if he comes this way.
This is a bit narrow, isn't it?
Yeah. Right. Anyone else? No?
No.
Avoid that overhanging tree there. Not too bad here.
Arriving at Kirkham Priory.
come over here to get away from the drain clearing noise over here. So there's an old bridge here, Poppy. Would have been a really peaceful spot, wouldn't it?
It's the River Derwent.
Oh, the River Derwent, okay.
Yeah.
Go on then, let's have a wander over the bridge. Little pleasure cruiser there. Come here, Pop. Yeah, very nice.
The person who built this priory also built Revo Abbey.
Okay. It's Augustinian, isn't it?
Yeah. Walter L.
What?
The person who built
Walter
it.
L?
Walter L. Espec.
There's obviously a walk here, Centenary Way.
Car coming.
Car coming. Discovery G4. Yeah, go on then, let's go down to the river and a better look. Yeah, so that's the station house, so there must have been a station here once.
Got a big station house.
Yeah, yeah.
There's a signal.
Hey?
There's a signal box.
Signal box, isn't there?
So
Yeah.
it's probably quite a busy junction at one time.
Well, it probably still is.
Probably still is, yeah.
Lilies.
On the left-hand side, just
Oh, George and the Dragon, yeah.
in the dragon.
Yeah. Yeah, George and the Dragon. On the right hand side.
Is David and Goliath.
Yeah, I think you'd just about see that, can't you? One small one, one big one. Looked like there was a doorway here as well. It's very hot today. I've got Poppy's water. It's steaming up already.
That all day.
No. So this is Kirkham Priory, and it was founded in 1122. It says about 1122 by Walter L'Espec, Lord of Helmsley, for the canons of St Augustine. They lived in a communal life. The Augustinian canons were not regarded as monks and were all ordained as priests. So that's what it looked like back then. That's how it was in 1538, so just before the dissolution.
Yeah, yeah. Well, the same person built Revo, didn't they?
Yeah.
Said earlier.
Yeah. So yeah, you can hear the river there. There must be a waterfall or something. So let's go and have a wander around.
It's nice and quiet. I think it's just us and a couple of other people, isn't there?
Yeah, yeah. There's the bridge. Yeah, I'm just going to take it slow today, I think. There's a bit of a breeze got up, but that's good. Do the the gladiator bit here, couldn't I? Oh, it's all about World War II, this bit. It's following their closure, some abbeys and priories were simply demolished for stone, but others found their uses. In 18th and 19th century, some like Revo Abbey were incorporated into designed gardens and landscapes. Kirkham Priory found an unusual use in more recent times. So during World War II, Kirkham and other places in Yorkshire were used by the military in training for D-Day. Tanks and other military vehicles had to disembark from landing craft, so a large pool was created between the priory and the water to test their waterproofing. The high wall of the western cloister range behind us was used to train troops in the use of scrambling nets for transferring from transport to larger landing craft.
Oh.
There's a thought, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because Prime Minister Winston Churchill took a keen interest in the train and is known to have visited Kirkham to inspect the preparations.
That's taken when he came here then, on the other side of the river. Over there.
Oh yeah.
By the, it looks like by the bridge, doesn't it?
Yeah.
In the background. I know.
Yeah. Oh, imagine that then. Yeah, there's a weir or something there. Don't expend all your energy all at once, Poppy. Poppy's going exploring. Go on then, Pops. Some steps here.
Sort of end, just part of the wall.
No, it doesn't. Steps. Go on then, Pops. Nothing over there, Pops, just a farm, I think. Right, fill Poppy up with water. What's under there, Pops?
It's just a store cupboard.
Is it? Anything interesting? So this was the refectory, which was rebuilt in the 13th century and stood over a vaulted ceiling or undercroft. The undercroft had paired lancet windows with iron bars and wooden shutters. The external base was stepped down in places because of the sloping site. Some sort of a interior view there. It says
so that arch must be that then.
That up there, yeah. So it says it was decorated with elaborate wall arcading, although a few stubs and holes remain. The entrance from the cloister retained the original elaborate 12th century external doorway, and to the left of it was a cupboard for spoons, linen and plates used during the meals. The presence of the cloister on the north side meant that the main windows were set in the south wall. Tables and benches were set along the walls, and during meal times one of the canons stood in a pulpit and gave a spiritual readings while the other canons kept silence. Meals were eaten under supervision of the sub-prior, who sat at the high table, presumably over there,
Yeah.
raised on a dais at the end of the right. Prior to the, as head of the house, often ate his meal with guests. So they were up there, with Christ crucified above them.
Poppy.
Poppy, come on. Poppy's getting impatient.
Stop it.
You don't do history, do you, Pops?
Stop it. You don't need to be barking. Those windows must have been here then.
Well, these.
That's a door, isn't it?
Yeah. We've got the columns in the middle.
Yeah.
And the prior sat up there. Well, this must have been quite a refectory.
Yeah.
Well, look, Pops. Uneven steps.
You couldn't go anywhere though.
No. Bobby's going to have a look anyway. It's a bit of a disappointment, isn't it, Pops? Does give you a bit of view out there, though. So those are the windows. Presumably that one of the floors was on these.
On there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you reckon the prior, is that right?
Well, that's what it said. He was on a high pedestal up there, so he
Wow.
had his guests up there, and there's a picture of Christ above him.
Yeah. Oh. Quite high up, isn't it?
Yeah. They'd all be eating their meals in silence, having spiritual readings. Right, continuing Poppy's tour. It looked like a chimney there.
Yeah, I was thinking that's a chimney.
Yeah, it's definitely a chimney there. Right up there. Well, it's a beautiful scene, isn't it, with all the trees in the background.
Okay.
Nice blue sky.
Danger sunken drop. Sudden drop.
Sudden drop. Hang on, Poppy, hang on. Yeah, just be careful there. Well, that is a sudden drop as well. Yeah. It's obviously an alleyway through, isn't it?
Yeah.
Probably where the workers had to walk, isn't it? Come on, go this way.
Lots of breeze in here.
Yeah, a bit of a breeze coming through. All these arches bricked up again. It doesn't go anywhere, so. Up. Come on. There she goes. What's in there, Pops? Hey, what's in there? There's a poppy-sized cupboard there. Shady spot. Yeah. So we're up at the sort of the upper level now. Still haven't seen any more boards or anything.
One over there somewhere.
All right. Yeah, we're gonna have a read of that. Interesting bit of pillar left there. This way, boats. Yeah. So what this board says is this is a arrangement of domestic buildings. So we're on terraces, so man-made terraces. And they had latrines which were built along the line of the Priory main drain that runs in a curving line down the hillside. So that's what we saw over there.
That sudden drop.
A sudden drop. So as the Prior's residence is on the right with an external stair leading to the first floor. I don't think you can see it now, but it was over there. So it looked like that. So we'd go up a stair into the Prior's residence. So he said he had some sort of comfort and self-contained series of rooms that would have included a hall, a kitchen, study, private bedchamber, chapel and servants' quarters. And the building with the large window immediately to the left may have been the refectory or the misericord where meat could be eaten, and to the left of the misericord is an infirmary. So there would have been an infirmary where the canons who were sick were kept. It also said that the canons were periodically bled for their health, but they had to spend several days in the infirmary where they were fed better, returning them to better health. In the 14th century, some of the priors retired to live a life of ease in a house adjoining this infirmary. In the 14th century, they were provided with a pension, food, servants, a garden, and their own horses.
Wow.
So there you go. All right, on we go.
Put a brake on.
These are steps up the terraces, aren't they?
Yeah.
Come here. So this was the cloister. Okay. Not much of it left here at the moment. So it was a square court with covered alleys on each side, used by the canons for study and writing. The cloister alley roofs were probably supported on arches carried on twin shafts, but all trace of them has disappeared. In the opposite corner of the cloister are the remains of the laver, which was built in the 13th century. The laver has two recessed arches that covered with geometric tracing panelled on the rear wall.
There.
And this is where the canons washed their hands before entering the refectory through the elaborate 12th century doorway on the left.
On the left, so the wash their hands go in that door.
Now, in the 19th century, the cloister was used as a tennis court, and the wooden benches were set within the arches of the laver.
Right.
Okay, so it's fairly flat. You could have had quite a nice tennis court here. So is that where we get the name lavatory from, laver?
Possibly.
train going past. Oh, a stairway here. No, that's the stairway we came up, wasn't it? There.
That's right. Yeah. You couldn't get any further, could you, Pops?
No. So this is the laver. They used to wash their hands. Incredible how they've made a lavatory here. so ornate.
Yeah.
Anything in there, Pops? You can have a look. Get up. There we go. Yeah, beautiful. Absolutely beautiful, isn't it? It's not. I mean, it's not as extensive as Revo.
No.
And a lot of it's gone, isn't it? You really do get the impression of what it was like.
It's quiet in the Revo though. I mean, Revo had it get very busy.
Yeah.
I was going to book tickets for it and they were booked out.
Oh, right.
Poppy, come out of there.
I found something interesting down there. Come on, Pops.
Come on.
So you get bitten.
That is.
So they'll bite you there, Pops. So that's some doorway there, isn't it?
Yep.
So this is what remains of the presbytery. So the church was obviously the most important building in the priory. It was rebuilt in the late 12th century. It was further extended in the 13th century with the addition of a large presbytery. Piers for New Crossings Tower had to be built, but financial difficulties meant that the scheme was abandoned. The existing crossing tower was retained and the new presbytery simply butted up to its eastern side. The choir stalls were moved into the new presbytery where the canons were assembled for their services.
They're saying it's like Revo Abbey and Whitby Abbey.
Yeah, it said it rivaled size and splendours with Revo and Whitby. The walls were lime washed and painted with red masonry pattern. Other details such as capitals and mouldings highlighted in red. In the east wall there was a rose window, similar to the rose window in York Minster. In the middle of the 13th century, the area around the high altar and the presbytery became the burial grounds, a burial place of the De Roos Lords of Helmsley, who were the main patrons of the priory. A local tradition suggests that after the closure of the priory, much of its high quality stone was taken away to build Howsham Hall 2 miles from the priory. What a shame. That would have been something else, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
And that's all that remains of it. Could you imagine what that was like? Great big church here, high vaulted ceilings. I'm afraid you have to use your imagination in this place, don't you, really?
You do really have to, don't you?
Yeah, but yeah, very beautiful. They always picked the best spots, didn't they, for these
Yeah, they did.
priories?
Yeah.
Enjoy that, Pops? Yeah, I enjoyed it. Go that way then, here.
Interesting walkway, isn't it?
Pops, Pops, Poppy, we're going this way. Yeah. Just have a little. That's what it looked like.
That would have been quite impressive, wouldn't it?
Yeah, yeah. So the original small church was rebuilt in the late 12th century to a larger scale with a central and a western tower. The entrance doorway was in the north hall of the nave, which was used sometimes as a local parish church. The parishioners had responsibility for the upkeep of the bells and the bell ropes in the western tower. In the 13th century, a vast new presbytery was added at the east end of the scheme to rebuild the whole church a second time, and they ran into financial problems, as we said earlier, and left the church with a huge new eastern section that was significantly higher than the nave and the transepts to which it was
so they were gonna
attached.
Carry it on across there.
Yeah.
They couldn't.
The area in front of this panel between the church and the gatehouse formed the outer court of the priory, and it contained a number of buildings such as the guest house, the guest halls and stables. The light areas in the foreground of the illustration indicate where these buildings may have been. There is no trace of them now.
Right.
There you go.
So that over there, was that part of that
That
tower then?
Yeah, so that.
Because it's lost its outside, isn't it?
Yeah, and that tower there. Can't really see the screen, so
No.
don't know what I'm pointing at. We're going down here then, Pops, are we? Doorway. It's quite a way down there, isn't it? Should we? Oh, she's gone down. That was in there. Of course. Nice and shady in there. So that's it for this visit to Kirkham Priory. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give us a thumbs up. Remember to subscribe, and we'll catch up with you in the next one.